Recorded live from the Ashley Woods Fantasy Football Ultimate League studio located in Ashley Woods in Cary, North Carolina, is this week's edition of AWFFUL, the 10th season. And now, here's your host, the commissioner of the Ashley Woods Fantasy Football Ultimate League and owner of Barney's Boys, Brent Kepler. Hello, fantasy sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Ashley Woods Fantasy Football Ultimate League, AWFFUL, our 10th season. We're in week 5 of this season, and last week I didn't have such a bad week in my predictions, that is. I predicted of the 5 games we had, I went 3-2 in my predictions, not bad, a little improvement over last week's 1-4. And hey, my Vikings finally got on the win column, beating the lowly Pittsburgh Steelers in London. But you know what? In the NFL, a win is a win. Before we recap last week's games, I'd like to introduce you to someone real quickly. Lucy, come here, sweetie. Come here. Come here. Come on. Yeah. Hi, sweetheart. So, this is Lucy. Lucy is my female dog. Can you say hi, Lucy? Say hi. Yeah, hi. And I am Barney of Barney's Boys, and I am Mr. Buckley's of the Mouthpieces female dog. Yes, Mr. Buckley has had my number the last 4.5 years, and I am a paltry 1-9 against him. Don't know what it is, but he has got my number. He took it to me hard, 164 to 121, but I have one more game against him this year, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can avoid the sweep. Stasha Stampede and the Camelot Kid. Hey, Camelot Kid, you looked good against the Bears loving Stash. And took it to him 180 to 152. Stasha Stampede, 152 points. Not bad, but not good enough, as the Camelot Kid took the high score this week, took that honor away from Los Pollos Hermanos, scoring 180 points. Congratulations. Decker's Dream and Team Solis. Hey, Decker, I thought you were going to bounce back and win this one. Team Solis hasn't looked too terribly strong this year, but he was good enough to beat you. Again, I wish you could have had those scores 2 weeks ago when I played you, but Team Solis took it to you 139 to 103. Congratulations, Mr. Solis. Good job. Los Pollos Hermanos and Hagen's Heroes. If you remember correctly, this was the coin flip game. Heads, Hagen's Heroes. Tails, Los Pollos Hermanos. And tails it was, and I picked Los Pollos Hermanos to win that one, 132 to 131. The score was not that close, as Los Pollos Hermanos won that one, 166 to 135. And the last game that we had was McHale's Navy versus the Mean Machine, and I correctly picked McHale's Navy to win that one. Mean Machine hitting the waiver wire hard and heavy and revamping his lineup, but not to be. When you're left with everyone's leftovers and don't want them on my team players, that's what you get. But you did hit the century mark as you lost 109 to 100. Keep hitting that waiver wire, Mean Machine. Something is bound to pop. Anyway, that's going to do it for this recap edition of last week's games. Let us move forward into the this coming week's games.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help!
Indeed, I'm going to need some help. Things are going from bad to worse for Barney's Boys, as this week we faced the trophy-hoarding Camelot Kid, who scored 180 points last week. I don't like it. And the week after next week, I then have to face Los Pollos Hermanos. If I'm not careful, I'm going to end up 1-5 to start the first half of the season. This is not good. You know, I typically don't pick against myself. However, this week, you know what, Camelot Kid, you're looking good. You are looking very good, and I don't like my chances against you. So I'm going to bet against myself. And don't worry, I will not fix my team to purposely lose. There is no money riding on this. I just like your team, and I think you're going to take it to me. So look at this one to be 158 to 132, and I just don't think he might even not be that close. He's got some strong players. He does not have the bye week bug biting him in the butt like I do this week. I think Camelot Kid, look for him to win this one. Los Pollos Hermanos and Team Solis. Both teams having bye week issues, but Los Pollos Hermanos, you know what? Even though you have last year's MVP traveling down to Texas this week to visit his old high school to have his jersey number retired, it's not going to affect you. You're still going to win this one, and I like your chances in this one. You're not going to score the 160 plus points that you've been scoring in the last couple of weeks. However, you will win this one, 138 to 119. Stasha Stampede. against the Mean Machine. You know, the Mean Machine's been hitting the waiver wire hard and heavy and revamping his team, but Stasha Stampede, he's been looking strong. He's been looking very strong. 150 plus points the last couple of weeks. I like Stasha Stampede. Despite him being a Bears fan, I'm going to go on and pick him. Stasha Stampede's going to win this one, and he's going to win it in big favor. Look for him to be 158 to 104. And I can't believe the Mean Machine, you don't have Mike Wallace in your lineup. What's up? The mouthpieces in Decker's dream. You know what? As the commissioner of this league, I should be and have to be unbiased. However, this game, I'm going to remove my bias cap, and I am going to be cheering big time. I mean big time for Decker's dream. Decker, you've got to take it to him. You've got to win this one. Knock him down a little peg. Please, please, please. Beat the crap out of him. However, I don't think it's going to happen. So the prediction is going to be mouthpieces in this one. He's going to win this one. His team, again, looking good. He's building it. He's hitting the waiver wire. He's hitting the trade block. And look for the mouthpieces to outdo Decker's dream and make him Decker's nightmare. And mouthpieces, he's going to take this one 143 to 113. But go Decker! All right, that leaves us with our final game, McHale's Navy versus Hagen's Heroes. Both teams looking pretty good last week. Hagen's Heroes having their only loss of the season, losing to Los Pollos Hermanos. Both teams at the time were unbeaten. But this week, you're going to look for Hagen's Heroes to bounce back and take it to McHale's Navy. I like the way their lineup is looking, even though they have a questionable Jamal Charles in their lineup. I think Jamal's going to be playing. I think he's going to be playing well. And look for McHale's Navy to go down to Hagen's Heroes this week, 142 to 135. This will be the game of the week, and it'll be the closest game of the week. But Hagen's Heroes is going to take it. And that is going to do it for this week's edition of Ashley Wood's Fantasy Football Ultimate League. You have an awful week.
Saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks, gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein.